Voice. No. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. So today, we're gonna go over Ludwig's Don't Start Streaming Before Watching This Video. I watched it last night. I've been watching a couple of other people with all of theirs videos, and this is something I really want to do, and I want to be committed to it. When I set out for a goal, I usually try to finish it. So I watched a little bit about this, but I want to go through it with you, and some of the reason I want to go through it with you is because I watched this video already, and I want you guys to be here for the journey as well. So this will be the first video of like kind of, not necessarily rebranding myself, but kind of like revitalizing it in a sense. I've streamed before. I have recently learned from a couple of other YouTubers too about different ways to get people to notice you more, I guess, in a sense. Changing your titles a little bit more clearly, and that's something also Ludwig talks about in this video. So we're gonna go through it together, and we'll see how everything works out.
So I tweeted out, like this tweet if you want to become a big streamer. And I tweeted this for two reasons. One, I wanted Twitter likes. Please follow me on Twitter, for the love of God. I don't have enough followers, and I need more.
This was posted almost a year ago, which is kind of weird.
I'm only okay person. I want to be great person. Great person, 1 million, 1 million, big person, better person. And also, I was genuinely curious how many people want the job of a streamer. I remember Mr. Beast tweeted something similar maybe a few months ago about being a YouTuber, and it had hundreds of thousands of likes. I think people like the idea of being a streamer or YouTuber or content creator really in any fashion because, well, let's just be frank, it allows you to play video games for a living, make your own hours, and potentially make buku bucks. And so I thought it would be helpful if I imparted some of my knowledge to Twitch chat and to YouTube on how to make it as a streamer. At least as far as I know. I'm not the end-all authority on this. I really don't believe that I am. But I think that I've never really seen a big streamer talk about it. Either because they don't want to, or most likely because they're just lazy and can play video games and get more viewers anyway than making a 20-slide PowerPoint presentation that probably took them a few hours, and they misspelled a lot, and don't make fun of them for doing that. So that's what I did. And we're going to take a look at it here today.
Is he an English major?
All the knowledge I have rolled up into one PowerPoint presentation, and the PowerPoint presentation is called How to Make It Big as a Streamer. Why listen to me? That's a fair question. Well, I'll tell you why. Growth. I'm now the 42nd biggest streamer on Twitch.tv. Not flexing, just stating facts. This is my chart line from Q1 of 2019 up until December of last year. And let me tell you, January, even better. Now, hey, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the brightest, I'm not the first, and I won't be the last. But I'm just a guy telling you what I've learned in my 2.5.
See, this is why I love Ludwig. He's probably one of the streamers I definitely would look up towards because of how big, not necessarily big, but like, he can be a pretty genuine person about everything. Like, I know he's big on like his community, not saying that they're friends or whatever it is. But his energy is one of the best reasons that I think he's as big as he is. And so that's one of the things he talks about too in this. So
2.5 years, almost 3, of being a streamer. So stick around, you might learn something. And while you're here, subscribe. Hey, it only takes a few seconds. You know, sometimes the YouTube algorithm will unsubscribe you. Maybe double check. Turn it from red to gray. I'd appreciate it. And let's get on with the show.
This is a different channel.
First and most important part, do you want to be a streamer? Every single person who said yes, whether you said it to yourself or you voted, whatever it is, you need to do this right now. Write this down. This is not a joke. I'm being very serious. I want you to write this down. I know it's a bit corny. All right, try to do it on pen and paper if you...
Well, we're not going to do it on pen and paper. So, start date. Start date would probably end up being today, because recently I have been getting into it more. So we're going to write this date down though. So 2/6. February 6th, 2022, which is still fucking crazy. It's 2022. Huh. 1 year goals. So, it's kind of hard because this is something he doesn't talk about is realistic goals. And to be honest, not all goals need to be realistic, but it helps me when I have some realistic goals. Like being partner or affiliate, that's something you could probably do in a year. So I think it's affiliate that comes first. I'm almost positive. Let me double check. Twitch partners, what Twitch considers to be the world's most popular video game broadcasters. There's currently 2,000 partners in total, and be considered a Twitch partner program. You already have to be a Twitch affiliate. Okay, the Twitch affiliate. So first it'd be Twitch affiliate. I guess I should probably work at something else first, but that's going to be one of them. So Twitch affiliate. And Twitch partner. And I'll put timelines too. So I know partner is going to be a lot harder. Because that one, I looked at all the details of them. Let me open up another tab to him right here. Not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. There, and okay. Alright. So Twitch affiliate, Twitch partner. That's for sure. Then a follow. I want the February 6th start date. I did spell February wrong. Start date. February 6th. Twitch affiliate. Let's break this down. Goals. So Twitch affiliate. So I would honestly, I think I could do it closer than 6 months. That sounds kind of, I don't know, that sounds far away, but I guess it kind of depends on how much I stream. So I'm going to say Twitch affiliate by, I'll give myself 3 months to become an affiliate. So February, March, April, May. So we'll say May 6th. We'll say the 8th because today is Sunday. We're going to say May 8th. Ooh. May 8th. Ooh. I need to get a new mic stand. No Twitch affiliate. Twitch affiliate is not that bad. You know what? Let's say, because partner's probably going to be a little bit harder. So we're going to say, go to November. Okay. Let's say October 9th. I'm going to say October 9th to become partner. I think within the first month, depending on how well I do with all this, I would like to at least have 50 followers. Right now I'm at 24. So let's just put March 6th. We'll say March 6th. $50 followers. Then we'll say May. Here, do that next. We'll say May 1st. 100 followers. And once I reach affiliate, I'm going to change these goals too. So it'll be like how many subs, donations is kind of a little bit different. Like eventually I do want this to become a full-time job, as well as whatever. I want this to become a full-time job, but we'll see. I mean, I need to. There's a lot of hard work, and I feel like people don't understand that when it comes to this stuff. It's like it's not. I guess watching Ludwigs like video the first time helped me understand that a lot. So goals: March 6th, 50 followers; May 1st, 100 followers; May 8th, become Twitch affiliate; and October 9th, become Twitch partner. But yeah, there's gonna be more follower goals too, but this is what I want as a basis, because once I become affiliate, these goals are going to change too. So I think this is a good starting point. But yeah, all right. So now what was the other thing? 3 to 5 creators I want to emulate. The creators to emulate, I talked about this. Ludwig is definitely one of them. Again, his energy, the way his transitions and everything, they keep you engaged, and that's something that not all creators can do. Some creators, they're already big, they've already done this stuff before, so it's a little bit different when going into the whole thing. So we're gonna say Ludwig. Another person that I find to be, he doesn't really stream, but is again Mr. Beast. He talks about him as well. A lot too. And again, his transitions keeps you engaged from start to beginning. You finish the whole video. You don't click off of it. Me personally, I watch Mr. Beast's videos like 3 times over. Like if I see it and I'm just like, yeah, I want to watch this again. It's funny. And then another person I would say would be Courage JD. He is very similar to Ludwig. Courage is loud. I'm not a very loud person, but Courage is super loud, funny, makes a lot of jokes. His videos are really entertaining. His drunk streams, those are the best. He's definitely somebody else too. So I think those 3 are the ones that I kind of watch the most. I do watch Valkyrie a lot, but hers is a little bit different. Again, she kind of came up into that big group of people during COVID that blew up because nobody else did anything except to watch streams. So that's definitely another one. Let's see here, who else? I don't really anybody else I can think of at the moment. So we're gonna stick with this stuff right now. Yeah. So. Right.
If you don't have it, you can do it on your phone notes and take a screenshot. But really, actually do this. Write this down. 3 things. First of all, if you want to be a streamer, when are you going to start? Set a hard start date when you're actually going to start. If you've already started, maybe this is the date that you're going to start your YouTube or start a new series or whatever it is. Just write some date where you're going to start achieving.
Yeah, I have started YouTube. But YouTube's a little bit different too. It's because there's more time and effort that kind of has to go into YouTube with video editing. But he talks about like it doesn't have to be like explosive background noise and stuff like that, because I've done some of the editing before. Before, when I used to do the editing, I didn't have that great of a PC. You couldn't really handle that. Still now, missing a graphics card, of course. But I can do a little bit more because I have a better processor right now, and a little bit better graphics card. So
achieve your goals. Success isn't based on how big of a streamer you are. It's based off the goals you set and your ability to achieve them in a certain time frame.
And I feel like that's super important to realize, because otherwise you're not going to get anywhere. You'll go down this whole path where you'll be like, you're always going to be like, well, I want to be 5 steps ahead of what that is right now. But if you never reach those 5 steps to begin with, you're not going to get anywhere. So that's very important, I feel like, to understand.
Here's an example of mine. I've done this. I know I'm being a bit corny, but this really happened. I did this in 2018. I wrote down all my goals. I didn't actually just do it for stream. I did it at New Year's. I did it for many different things in life, but these are my stream ones. I wanted to hit 2,000 subs, 100,000 followers, 1 million unique viewers. I wanted to be punctual, and I wanted to go full time. And I went 4 for 5. 4 for 5 is pretty good. That is pretty good. 4 for 5. We'll take 80%. That's a B minus. That's a 3.0. Almost 2.667. Still pretty close. Still pretty close. At the end of the day, I was able to set goals.
That's one thing too that I want to start by having a schedule, because without a schedule, it's kind of hard. It's just like, I'll do it tomorrow. So I feel like that's kind of important as well.
Third, Nick Merckx. Nick Merckx, he's great with his community, and he added stakes to every single Fortnite game. He taught me a bit about stakes. He taught me a lot of...
See, and that was another thing too, like Purge, he does a lot of like stakes things, and obviously Ludwig does too. And then Nick Merckx and Soda Poppin', I haven't really watched Soda Poppin' except with their big streams that Cutie and Ludwig have done. Nick Merckx I'll watch occasionally if he's on. If Ludwig or Ray or Purge isn't on, I'll watch Nick. I do like watching Nate Shot a lot too. I love watching their podcast. Their podcast is nice. But
if you didn't write anything down but you want to be a streamer, this is the #1 best thing you can do. The absolute only lesson to take away from today if you want to make it big on Twitch. Quit. Fucking quit right now. That is my advice to you. Yeah. If you didn't even take the 1 to 2 minutes to write something down from a man who is a top 100 streamer who knows a thing or two, then I promise you, you will not make it through 0-1 viewer streams for 5-6 hours at a time. It's gonna be miserable. You're gonna hate it. It's not gonna be fun, and you're not gonna achieve your goals if you didn't even write them down in the first place. And this is not trying to be mean, but let's just take a guess. Chat, I want you to guess.
He's a good point too with this. I mean, if this video I'm gonna say hopefully when I become a big streamer, that people can look back on this and realize that this is it is something that's hard to like watch, because you get very discouraged very quickly. It's just like, okay, well, maybe I should play a different game, and maybe I should like sacrifice like my fun to play something else, which it doesn't have to be that way. I'm starting to realize this again. Watching this video yesterday, it has helped a lot to be in the right mindset to where you need to be in order to do everything. And so I think that's like one of the biggest takeaways from this video, is just being in that mindset to help.
Right now, tell me the number of people who streamed last month. 50,000, sure. 650,000, wow. 5 million, okay. Sure. Big range.
1.6.
It is 6.9 million.
Yeah.
6.9 million unique streamers every month. Streaming is not as it was in 2013. It is very well known, it is very mainstream, and it is very competitive. And if you look, don't let that be too daunting to you, because there are some pros. First of all, you make your own hours when you stream, and that's a good thing. That's really hype. You're your own boss. This, just for some reference, is how many hours I work. It's not insane. It's not as many as someone who's like a doctor or whatever, but I streamed this many hours.
But it is quite a bit. It's more than a full-time job.
And I spend about 25 hours a month on YouTube. That's one, making thumbnails and titles, but mostly actually just looking at what works.
That you're enjoying what you're doing.
Trying to
more than like
re-emulate
working
that
at Starbucks
success.
Or something.
And then like 20 hours on business, whether it's like calls for sponsors, or like when I do a stream on chess.com, or whatever it is. I spend, I would say, roughly 200 plus hours a month. You know what I mean? And that is just something to keep in mind. But you can make a lot of money. And this is how much streamers make. This is rough. I don't think we're allowed to say specific numbers. It goes against a contract. But roughly, if you average 100 viewers, I think you can expect to make about 1,500 on stream.
See, this is where I was breaking it down too. So, in order for me to be like, quit my personal job, I would have to have like, I don't know, around like 200 concurrent average viewers, which I mean, it's not a lot, but it's one of those things where it's just like, it's going to take time for sure. But it's, if you put in the work, you get what you put into it. Essentially, is what it is. Yeah. So essentially, it's like one of those things too, where when it comes to like the YouTube and the VODs, that he talks about it again, about Twitch not being like one of the best sources to getting your name out there, because again, the streams delete after I think a month or something. But and I realized this too because some of the tips I took the other day, that a lot of my videos would get like 10 views afterwards, after they were posted on like Twitch's servers. But then by doing a couple things, one of my videos now that I streamed yesterday has like 50 views. So that's also super important.
I will say, and this is important, let me switch over for just a moment. If you're wondering, because we talked about making it is 0.66%, let's just talk about making to that 10,000 viewer mark. You might be thinking and seeing millions in the eyes, which is great. I mean, sure, dream big, think big, whatever. But let's talk about Stans. I do a lot of streams of Stans. Stans averaged 400 viewers this past month. Stans has about 700 subs. Stans is the top 0.06% of Twitch. Think about that. You don't think of Stans as a big streamer, but in reality, he is top 5,000 of 6.9 million. This is truly impressive if you get here. Truly, and I mean that. That is a big deal, and it is very hard to do, but this is more realistically your upside when you start streaming rather than a channel like mine or a channel like X.
That's over a 2-year
I know,
period.
I told you to write down your goals and dream big, but also just understand the math and the numbers. Stans is a top 0.06%. He's the top like 10% of the top 0.6%, and that's all the partners. So that's just something.
And then a lot of big things too to understand too is that like a lot of the streamers that are big now, they weren't big before COVID. Like COVID was such a huge impact for streamers too, where it's not to say that it's like gave them an advantage, but it helped extremely because you're at home, you can't do anything. What do? You watch Netflix, YouTube, and Twitch for a lot of people. So
you can go live, and I tomorrow can buy a first edition booster box from Pokemon that cost me 400,000, and I can go live on a brand new channel, and no one will see it. Literally no one, because there's no way for you to know that that is happening, and nobody is digging through the 5,000 zero.
It's true. Because even, again, with the whole Twitch thing, with posting videos up on Twitch until after, it's hard too, because, yeah, they might stumble across it and they'll watch it, especially like with clips too. Not everyone is always going to follow just because they watch that video. Whereas, like, if YouTube, that's on there forever up until, if you delete it or not, a little bit different, because then people will come back to it. Maybe they'll be like, okay, well, what else have they posted recently? So that's a huge thing to understand. And same thing, because he talks about raids too in the future, and it's just like, I used to think raids were a big thing, and it's just like, realistically, yeah, raids do help you. They people come across into your channel, but if your content isn't good enough, they're not going to stay. Or if it's not the content that they want to watch, they're not going to watch it. So
it's harder to get viewers on Twitch in the moment, and it's bad to gauge success off of your live viewer count when it can be influenced by.
See, and I feel like a big thing too with this is that even before, I think TikTok blew up. I don't know. TikTok's been up for, I guess 2 years now. TikTok, the amount of people who stream on Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that are blowing up huge on TikTok. And so I feel like TikTok, as well as YouTube, because I mean, YouTube is the go-to platform for almost anything that you want to find. TikTok is something though that you scroll through, at least I do personally, on a daily, where I'm just like, all right, I'm bored, let's scroll through TikTok. And I feel like TikTok is one of the biggest things too now to do to help you get noticed and to put like the full videos on your YouTube channel, as well as being like, and I also stream on Twitch. So.
I'm gonna give you an example of a YouTuber doing this, because I think that this is probably the single best YouTuber, and they get a credit for a lot of other things, but they don't get a lot of credit for this at introductions. And that's of course Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, I think, is the best YouTuber at doing introductions. And even though we're talking about streaming,
Honey latte.
What's the Wi-Fi password?
Oh, it's hack me.
Are you serious?
So
That was a big thing too that I feel like I definitely needed, I guess, guidance with or help with, is knowing that I can't just click the go live button and expect just people to flow in. That I feel like that's one of the biggest things that people understand. It's just like, it doesn't work that way. And yeah, it sucks that it doesn't work that way, but it's one of those things where it's just like, it's the way the world works. So I guess that's a good point to take away from that. And then the same thing with structuring your videos. It's like having a goal in mind for a video is, I guess, the important thing. Like, even says too, you don't have to have a goal each time. Like, you could stream like, was it CSGO? I don't know, or not the. Oh, that's Black Ops, I think, or Modern Warfare 1 and 2. But just streaming your own fun games can be a good thing too, because sometimes people just want to watch that too. So it all depends.
get over it. But I've learned that I can do segments, plan out segments, and then do like, just, I'll call it filler content. Think of XQC streams. Most of his content is like, it's not.
Yeah, because doing it this way, get 2 for 1 in a sense. So it's just like, you get your stream and then you get your YouTube video. So that's something I didn't really think about because I haven't been posting on YouTube. Because to me, it was just like one of those things where I didn't want to put the work into it. And watching this video has completely changed my mindset about it. Where, like, for example, this stream, I'm going to be breaking it down. I'll be doing a week by week like thing where it's just like, okay, well, this is what my improvement was from this week to this week, and this is what I did to get there. So doing stuff like that, like, eventually, hopefully then reaching an end goal for this video where maybe I could play a game with Ludwig or something like that, or have Ludwig on my stream or something along the lines of that, where that'll be an end goal. Yeah, it's going to take a while to get there, but that will eventually probably end up being one of my main end goals, to knowing that, you know, I made it. Like, I'm here now.
So rather than stream like XQC streams, stream for
XQC's
YouTube. And you can do both,
nuts.
but just remember to include segments.
I love
just
XQC,
promise
though.
me you will not do the grinding, hustling, 9 to 5, putting in my 8 hours. Because that is all bullshit and a waste of your fucking time. You are literally doing nothing.
And that was another thing too that I realized, that I used to think that the more I streamed, the better I would do. And that's not the case whatsoever. You have to, I could be streaming for 10 hours a day for a whole week. And yeah, maybe 1 or 2 people will click on. And that's even the case with this video. 1 or 2 people may click on. But if they're not liking what you're doing, they're just going to click off. And that's it. That's the end thing. And I had videos where, like, my latest video had like the most views on it, and it's because I changed it up. And even in upcoming videos, I have a couple of ideas that hopefully, you know, that will get me a little bit to a bigger growing point, that I'll start to get an idea of what people want from me, but also what I want to do as well.
Also, one more note on collabs. Please don't be lazy about it. I get an email every day about someone saying, hey, can we do an interview? I have an interview where I interview big streamers. It does.
Gucci needs new blood.
And see, that's my thing. Like, I want the success. Like, yeah, the recognition is one thing. Be like, oh wow, like, for example, if Ludwig ever came across these videos, the recognition's one thing, but if people aren't going to enjoy, again, like what you're doing, you're not going to get anywhere. And that's what I'm starting to realize. Just like, yeah, if I somehow got into a lobby with Ludwig or Courage or something like along the lines of that, it's not going to help me at all to gain success from them. This is more like the reason behind this video is because it's a goal of mine to see if I can get to a point where I can like have a conversation with Ludwig about these steps that I've taken and all this stuff and be like, okay, well,
some growth from it. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I
that is the vibe that I get.
became big
when you
because
send
of
an
steps that
email
I took
out
from
for that,
someone
that's
else, and
all
that
you do.
hopefully
It's
I can
lazy.
be one of those
it's
people
not gonna
that
work. I promise you, it's not gonna do that much.
there's a reason
for
why
you.
small
The people who
streamers
really succeeded in
who don't
collabs
think
with
they
larger
can make it,
streamers
can make it.
have done things, and bear in mind, all streamers are lazy. That the streamers really like, enjoy, and it's so. I promise you, painlessly free to interact with streamers. There's 1,000 examples of this working. It can work again. That's how you collab with someone big, or you can just collab with someone smaller and more.
And then I think a
size.
big thing too is that
is also
I'm a very
Does that make sense? Next, outside
big
traction.
person. I'm like I play like
I
solo
think
games, like
conventionally
Dying Light 2. I've been
everyone
playing
knows,
that.
Like, hey, you gotta be
And
posting on YouTube. and
I've been playing a lot of
TikTok and
Splitgate
Twitter.
recently,
And
but
that's
the thing
great.
is that
And
like
is
I don't
true. That is
have
all
like
true.
a
Which does
team I
not
play
have
with
really
at
good
all,
growth mechanisms
which is something
these
I
other
need to
sites
like
do.
go
You
on
can
to like
bring viewers
Reddit
from
or
those sites over
Discord
to
to
Twitch, to
find
stream,
more
wherever
people
you
to
want
like
It can
have
also
banter
mean
with,
getting outside
and that's a
traction
big thing
from a
I feel as
community.
well.
You don't just have to post to the void of YouTube and hope that some people find it. I was a part of the Super Smash Bros. Melee community in a very genuine way. It's my favorite game of all time. I made a lot of friends from it, and I made content for it. And it is a lot easier, I promise you, to get noticed in a community that small when I post on their subreddit a YouTube video I made and get traction that way, than to just post on the YouTubes. That is a lot harder.
Yeah.
I promise you, that is a lot
me.
harder.
That's
So
one
if
of the
you
things,
have a
too.
community,
Is that like I haven't ever really been big on Reddit, and then Discord I'm more or less just becoming more active on that stuff too. That's one thing I need to branch off into, is making sure that I am more active on other social platforms like Twitter, which I've recently just became really active with stuff on there. I check Twitter every day now. I used to not. It used to be like Facebook, and now I don't ever check Facebook.
you're in, and it does have to be authentic, right? You can't. People are smart. Like, people are smart. People can tell very quickly when you're inauthentic or like clout chasing, and they'll call you out for it, and it'll be a mess. It won't be worth the time. But if you're in a community in an authentic way, you can make content for it. You can grow within that community, and then after doing that, expand that to something else. Variety streaming, whatever it is. You know what I mean? A lot of people you like blew up parts of smaller communities. Moon's name is Moon Overwatch, XQC Overwatch. Without that Overwatch community, they don't make it to where they are today, right? They needed that community as a foothold. Me, with Smash. Minecraft speedrunning. Sure, it's a larger community, but still, without that speedrunning community, I don't know if Dream makes it where he makes it today.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to be that good at the game. Maybe he doesn't. I don't think he does. So you just have to think of it
And
as outside traction, not just being posting on these outside sites.
I think
but
it's finding that
trying to
niche
find
is kind of
smaller
a hard
communities or being
place.
part of them in authentic ways, offering
for me,
value,
like
making
Splitgate, I
videos,
love
being a
Splitgate
part
so
of it,
much, and I
and
feel
growing
like
within there,
that
and then
is-
maybe you can grow
I
on,
can
let's just
be
call it
something
mainstream.
there, hopefully.
Finally, the last way to grow are big events. Okay, big events. If you do something big, if you hype it up enough, if you open a first edition base set box and you let people know, I mean, obviously you have to do some marketing, it'll blow up. Maybe not on the stream, but on YouTube it will.
Like, I was
If you
talking
post
to
a
my
YouTube
wife.
video of you opening.
I was talking to my wife about, like, if once I reach 1,000 followers, to get the 1,000th follower tattooed on me. Like, I'm sure that's been done before. I'm sure someone has done that before, but that I'm thinking is probably one of the things I'll do. So we'll see. It's one of those things where I have to start becoming more confident in myself and becoming better at streaming. Like, I used to not talk much, and that was a big thing. So we're gonna have to see.
Ceiling. You gotta add your twist. You laugh, you lose. I've done a lot of you laugh, you loses. That's not new. I have a ceiling of other people have done you laugh, you loses. You laugh, but the video ends. There's the twist. That video has over 1 million views. I was the first person.
Yeah, we'll share our home address for friendship.
Yeah, he raises a lot of good points with all of it. I mean, he's one of the biggest streamers, so
been yoinked several times
In the world.
Actually, I've stopped.
And I used to not like
so
Ludwig
much
too,
that it's not even considered my
in the
idea
beginning.
anymore. But
I would give my wife a hard time because she would watch
the
him more than
point
I
is,
would.
You need to yoink.
And then
you need to
I think it was more or less
this
the
is
game
why
of,
we brought up the 3 to 5
me
creators.
giving her
Who
shit
you write
about
down.
watching him
Look
all
right
the
now
time.
Who you wrote down.
And
Who are the
then
3 to 5 that you
eventually
want to
I'm just
emulate.
like,
those are the people.
started watching it with her, and now Ludwig's one of my favorite streamers to watch.
What they've done that maybe you could yoink. Could you yoink and twist this? Is that possible to do? Who'd you write down? Think about it. It's fine. You don't have to come up with it all right now, but it's a good base to start. So I have to think about that. I have to think about that all the time. You got to think about that as well. And every creator you look at, look through the YouTube channel, they've probably done something that you really like a lot of times in the past, and will do a lot of times again in the future. Because viewers only like what they know. How is a viewer supposed to like something you haven't done yet? If anything, they're apprehensive to it. They'll probably want you to do the thing that they liked because they know that they like that, rather than you bringing new thing to them and then being like, well, I don't know if I like this thing and I like this thing, so let's just make sure we do this thing. AKA my chat spamming for me to play Monkey Ball. That is the same scenario. Maybe I can play Monkey Ball. Maybe I could cop another 500K on YouTube. That is consistency over creativity. And there are lines where you have to draw in the sand where you're like, I don't want to keep doing this. I'm tired of this. And that's fine, but just keep this quote in mind. And that brings us to our final slide. If you want to make it big on Twitch, you want to be a bigger streamer than me, you're just starting out, you simply have to be better. You have to be a better streamer than I am.
Good.
You cannot even be as good as me. That will not be enough. Unfortunately, the rich get richer. The big channels get more viewers. I'm at the top of all categories I stream on. My YouTube videos get recommended more than you. So whatever you're doing, it cannot just be what I'm doing. You need to do it better than me if you hope to get bigger than me. That's the plain, simple truth. And
I have 24 followers right now. I don't know why it's not logged in. It was earlier. 24 followers right now. That follower goal is not correct. But 24 followers right now, and then we'll see where we are next week. I'm going to try to do this a weekly thing where I track my progress, and it'll be a journey that hopefully in the beginning, that my first followers will remember from start to finish, that if I can do it, then anyone can do it. And so hopefully people will be inspired by this stuff too. And yeah, so I hope if anybody is in here, I'm trying not to look at followers, that if you are in here, you leave a follow. If not, then I hope you come check in on the journey later on, and I will see you guys in the next stream. I'm probably gonna be streaming tonight as well. I'm gonna try to come up with some videos on stream to do it. Again, I have my goals, start date, and creators to emulate, so I'm going to be thinking about this stuff for the next couple hours, at least right now, and then I think I'm going to stream tonight. I don't know. I might work in the morning, so it might be tomorrow night, but we'll see. But thank you everyone who came and checked out today, and I will see you guys in the next stream and hopefully in the next video, and see you guys later.